Corner Talk. We are back. We are here with Farbod Iran Nezhad. Is that a good pronunciation? Yeah, who will be headlining PFL Europe in Berlin on July 8th against Francesco Nuzzi. This will be PFL Europe's second event in their debut season. So, hey, how are you doing, Farbod?
Fine. Thanks. Thank you. And how are you?
Yeah. I'm good. It's hot weather right now. This light is kind of like making things warmer, but everything is fantastic, you know?
Okay.
And I'm actually trying to make it out to that event. So, yeah. How did you first hear about this opportunity? Because this is a very big deal for Europe, you know, for PFL to come here and give this big cash prize to upcoming athletes.
Yeah. This is my first fight in PFL. Then is very big organization. Then I'm very happy. I am 32 years old now. This is, we say, for example, I don't have a long time for fight. When I fight in PFL now, this is my best wish. And I'm very happy.
Yeah. Does it exactly? So you say you're 32 years old now. Do you feel like this gives you a lot more pressure to be like, hey, this is my time now to, like, you know, push harder? Does it make you push harder?
Yes. Yeah. I told you I'm 32 years old, but I'm not old. I'm more dangerous than the people under than 30 years old.
Yeah, because maybe there's a sense of like urgency, you know, that, you know, you're like, I have to do this now. Like, this is the biggest stage for me to, you know, big next step.
Yes,
Yeah.
Every good fighter is 30, 32, 31, 33. They have a good purpose now.
And my brother, I'm 30, so it's like I'm getting there close. So no, but the prime change, like, especially I think with like the development of sports science, training methods, that just the advancement in technology we have, this is around the age where fighters and athletes start getting into their prime. So these are your best years coming. So I guess it shows now that you get this opportunity, you know.
Yes, I know. Yes, it's right.
Who called you about this? And when did you hear you were headlining? You were the main event.
I didn't understand what you mean. So, can you say me
like
again?
The PFL, when they who called you and who basically gave you the opportunity, and then when did you hear that you would be the main event?
Main event first. I told I must be main event because I live in Berlin. I'm from Berlin. Then for what I told I must be main event. Then when I am in main event, I fight in main event. Then I must give 100%, more than 100%, because everybody from Berlin come to show my fight, and a lot of people I know, they are there. Then I don't know what can I say. Farbod is different in this fight.
So I've seen your training footage. I've looked at some of the way you hit the bag and everything, and there's a lot of intensity there. So I think there's a lot of excitement to be expected.
Yes.
Does the fact that there's $100,000 on the line at the end of it put a different? What kind of, how does it change the way you train and, you know, the way you approach the fight?
I don't fight for money, really. I don't want to tell you I have a lot of money. I have money, for me is enough. This is important for me when I have a belt from PFL. Then after for example, after 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, when I don't fight more, I can say to my children, I can say to my family, I was champion, PFL champion. This is for me is important than 100,000 euro. You know, when you have 100,000 euro, you must pay tax, there, states. So,
yeah, more money, more problems.
Yeah,
they say. So really, it is about legacy for you. So because even the next step, because they say the winners of PFL Europe could go into the regular season of the main PFL.
Yeah.
You know, so what about if you make it there and now it's $1 million? So does that make a difference or no?
Yes, of course.
Then it's
when I win here, then I go to really PFL in World Championship. Then of course it's better for me. For what? I give my 100% here, then I go to there. Then I know I go there. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must go there.
So did you, because you were born in Iran? Was
I
it?
born in Iran, yes.
Okay. So when did you move to Germany? What age?
I am 2013. I come in Germany.
Okay, recent. Yeah.
Then yeah, I start my life. I start my training. Yeah.
Mm.
I
And did you also move for the training or?
Yes, I come only for I come to Germany only for fight, only for MMA because I was Iran. Then I had a problem. Take a visa, make a visa for everywhere to go. For example, I had a fight in Indian. Then after my fight, I talked for my next fight. They told me, okay, in 3 months you can come again for fight. I told, okay, I'm happy I can fighting again. Then I go to embassy for Indian embassy. They told me, okay, you was here, then you needed 6 months. You must stay in your country, then you can go again there. I told, oh shit, I cannot again fight for what other problem. I told, okay, I go to Germany or another country for make a to me. Yeah.
Because was the fight scene and the MMA huge in Iran as well, or because how did you get exposed to it? How did you discover fighting as a sport?
Oh, okay. How did I go to MMA or how or I find it fight? What do you mean?
Yeah, no. How did you find out about the what MMA is
Oh, okay.
basically?
I tell you, I start with wrestling, then I was kickboxing, kung fu. So I was in kickboxing fight. One friend, not friend, the corner for my opponent. After the fight, I win. I at the first place. He came to me. He told me, Farbod, do you want to fight MMA? I told, what is this MMA? He told me MMA is in cage. You go in cage. You want what you want. You can punch you can bring you down. You can submission. What you do? I told, what is a submission? I didn't know what is a submission.
Yeah.
Yeah, my father was there. My father he can very good fight in the street. He told me he told my
He's-
son can fight with everybody. You don't have problem. Same who body is he fight with him. I told okay, but my father told then I fight. Then he told me, okay, in 1 days in Dubai, you can fight it. I told, okay. Then, okay, I start training. Then I have one coach from Iran, but he's 6 months in Canada, 6 months in Iran. Mohammad Khorami, his name is. Then he told me, Farbod, I cannot show you 100% MMA, but I can show you, for example, a little bit submission, little bit armbar. So then maybe you can go and fight, then you know about it a little bit. Then, yeah, then you can maybe do it something. He showed me only running a choke. Then I could wrestling, I could kickboxing. So I thought, okay, I can do it something. I go and fight in, I think was 18 seconds. He come to me, I think about only running a choke.
That's
He
it.
put me 2 punch. I bring him up with wrestling down. He come here. I stand up. I go up. I go to his back. I'm walking. I didn't have the technique. I walking to his back.
Just walked
Running a
all the way
choke.
around.
I go
Wow.
to running a choke. Then first fight I win. I won. Then was so.
Just because he just showed you one trick, one rear naked choke, and you were all that was the only thing in your mind was the one thing you learned. So that's what you just went for straight away.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I bet like, you probably feel super high after that fight, like, winning like that because you were just used to kickboxing, right? You were just mostly used to, winning with your hands and
Yeah.
this is like it's like you discover a new superpower or something, I feel like.
Yes.
You know. So, okay, so then your fan base is very because I brought up like how do you stay connected with the Persian audience now that you're fighting out of Germany? Because I say because Iran is a very proud country, so these people will back up any athlete, massively, And I always say what makes a fighter greater is when they have a whole country behind them. So what do you do to sort of stay connected with the Persian audience?
Um, I say I come from North Iran. there know me, everybody. For what I have a good connection with media, TV in Iran. They write me, they make interview with me too. Then, for example, I have a Sunday one appointment with one media in Iranian media. I think, yeah, they like me, I think.
Yeah, okay, because this is definitely for them a big deal too, you know, to be represented in on a big organization. Um and so now the bigger the stage gets, like the further you get in your career, the more important the small details get. Do you know what I mean? Um what are some tiny details in the game that are very important to you now? You know, the small things you're working on that you think will make the biggest difference.
Mm, I don't know what can I answer
Like
about.
for example, because I always remember that Corey Sandhagen said after he fought Marlon Vera, right? He said at some point you get to a point where everybody's working just as hard as you and is almost as good as you, and it ends up being who wants it more, right? So that's a small detail that makes the big difference.
Yeah, tell you, for example, about my opponent.
Mhm.
Now everybody, for example, he know I do wrestling. I know he do kickboxing. You know, this is important. How I use my wrestling, how is he use his kickboxing? Then, for
Mm.
example, this is important. He don't know what time I do it my takedown, and this is important. I work here, maybe, for example, for maybe I work in my stand-up, you know. He don't know, you know, I don't know what can I say you. For example, now it's not so I say, okay, he cannot wrestling, he cannot kickboxing, or he cannot BJJ, you know, he can
Mhm.
everything, you know, he can
Yeah.
all do it all. For what I work the same and other people training harder, more technique. I don't know.
It's like yeah,
I think
finding
must be here better a little bit here, intelligent.
yeah, it's all about just fight IQ mostly. So it's very much about the mental side, yeah.
Yes.
Do you do you remember like which loss, which fight that you lost gave you the biggest lesson? Like what was the biggest lesson you learned from one of the losses?
I think when you lose in your career is important because you say, okay, I must learn more. I must,
Hmm.
for example, training more, you know. But
Yeah.
for my loss was not really. For example, my first loss with Lapilus, I go in fight 1 minute. I win in this 1 minute. Then he did only one punch, then was really here, then I couldn't do
Yeah.
something. I was KO. Then my second fight was in Brave. Uh, I don't know what can I say, but really I had Corona. They didn't tell me you have Corona. I had a
Wow.
yes. I was with my corner. We was I think Monday or Thursday. We was there. Then they did a Corona test. Then Friday or Tuesday, they told to us they have a Corona, they must stay in room. Then I told, okay, I training with him, I did something, everything with him, I drink with his water, you know. When he have
Hmm.
Corona, I have Corona too. Then they told, okay, you must make a new Corona test. I did a new Corona test at Friday. Then they told me, okay, then they must answer me at Saturday. Saturday was fine. They told me your results or answer is not there, not here. Then you can't fight. I told okay. I
Okay.
go to warm up. I feel okay. Wow, I cannot breathe. I running.
Okay.
Heads. I couldn't breathe really. Then I told okay, maybe it's little bit nervous and little bit I don't know why. Maybe for fights, you know, I go inside and be better. Then
Hmm.
I go in fight. After 2 minutes, really, I couldn't breathe. Then, but I win first fight, first round. First round was for me. Then he did something not allowed. Then I told, thanks God, he did not something not allowed. Then I must rest. I did 5 minute, 4 minute rest in fight.
Yeah. Because you
Round,
get 5 minutes, and they gave yeah.
yeah, I did 4 minute or 5 minute rest. I couldn't come back. Really, I couldn't come
Still,
back.
really, wow.
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
I come up. I see. Okay, I cannot keep my hands up.
Oof.
Really, everything was so. Then first round I win. Second round was so, but he win. I think round 3, he break me really.
Yeah. That's insane. That's pretty crazy because I had COVID too, and then after recovering, like I know how long it takes to breathe normal again to be able to get the same stamina back. So like, do you prepare differently for this fight because it's there's a new point system for PFL? Like you need the first round finish, you get 3 extra points. Second round you get 2 extra points and all that. Does it change the way you approach the fight, or?
Yes, I know. When for example, first round I win, I have a more point, and second round I have little bit another point, But I'm so fighter. I don't fight for people really. First, I fight for me. I must win. My hands must go up. I don't say, okay, now I must finish the fight. Then after 2 minutes, I'm finished. First,
Yeah.
I'm sure position fight must be 100% for me. Then I go make a KO. I do a start to make a submission, something else. But everybody like, for example, win with KO submission. So I try to win when I can, but I don't go to risk.
Yeah, so you're not forcing it. You're not forcing it. You're just
Yeah.
going to make sure that you win every minute, and then if it later you might see if the opportunity presents itself. If there's an opening. Yeah, that's experience. That's experience right there. But do you get any? Because I seem very calm and everything, and you see this sport as a sport. Like do you feel any pressure going out? And do you think the pressure might be a bit different this time? And how would you deal with this pressure?
His pressure.
Or the pressure from performing, like just nervousness. If you do get nervous or anything, how do you deal with it?
No. I don't get nervous. I don't know what can I tell you, but really I am in my head really 100% every time there. Yeah, I be little bit nervous, but that's not too much, But
yeah,
but I know I'm so fighter. When he punched me 3 punch, I can answer 2 punch, I know I can answer, for what I don't have a problem about it. Then I know, okay, I Farbod, you are strong. When he is strong, then it's no problem. You can fight with him, then he can break you. For what I know every time, I dance every time before I go to fight. I go dancing. I be happy. Then what I forget it. Forget it. For example, who I go.
Yeah, you're just in your own element. Like you make sure your energy is kind of in your own space. Like you make it your own world, I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
I have the same thing with the dancing thing. It always comes up because I always say I have a theory. I don't know. Are you a good dancer? Or do you know how to? At least do you know how to move?
No.
Do you have the rhythm?
my dance is not for women. What I do it is only for man. This is from North Iran. Do it only man, not woman. This is.
Oh, you have a like a actual traditional dance you do.
Yes, this is only.
Yeah. No, because I have a theory that if you have the rhythm, you know how to dance, it makes you a better fighter. I think so, because the movements are like you're still catching your rhythm. You're still like it's still an art. Like even martial arts is an art. Like the movements are arts. So I think it all ties in together. But if you so what can we expect from this fight, and how do you expect this fight to go?
This is fight, I must be sure, for example, I go, maybe I can fight with him, stand up, then I do it there, I don't know, I have a more than 200 300 fight kickboxing fight, I don't have problem there. I don't have problem wrestling. I don't have problem BJJ. I don't know, I can do it what I want, I must do it better.
So you can say that this is maybe your opportunity to show that you're not just a kickboxer, not just a wrestler, not just, but you can mix them all together perfectly.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I tell you really, MMA, for example, they say there is one people is best wrestler, but is when you are best wrestler, MMA wrestling is different. You
Yeah.
cannot say, okay, he can very good takedown, but his takedown for MMA is very different. For example, with best wrestler, you go in cage work, he cannot work with you. Technique is different, takedown is different. You must be, for example, I say you with BJJ fighter, you go down. When you don't punch him, he can't work good. When you punch him, he forgot what he want to do. MMA
Exactly.
is very different. You must learn it. For example, you must learn in BJJ, you must learn in boxing, you must learn in wrestling. Then you can mix it all in MMA.
And that's what they say that with the jiu-jitsu people. There's a lot of jiu-jitsu black belts or jiu-jitsu champions that they'll go into MMA and get a bit of MMA training, and then once you're in there and a real fight, you just realize you can't work in those positions because someone is punching you in the face. So where it's like that's one way, because there's a lot of positions in jiu-jitsu where you're like, if I could just punch him, I can get out of this.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get used to. You have to change your whole mechanics of how your body is working. Okay.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. So yeah, very excited. Do you have any? What is your goal outside of MMA? Do you feel like you have to be an example? Do you want to, for example, bring MMA maybe to Iran, get more people into it? Do you have any goals like that?
Yes, yes. I like, for example, help people in Iran. For example, bring them to big organization, for example, PFL, bring to UFC on another different. Yeah, I like it. For example, help the people done, or I open maybe after my career, maybe open a very good gym in Germany or in Iran. I don't know. Yeah.
That's one good one. Good one. Hey Farbod, thank you very much. Are there any words you have still? Is there anyone you want to thank?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hey.
I thanks to everybody, and I hope I can win. Then I happy everybody there. Then thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Farbod. July 8th, PFL Europe in Berlin, and we'll see you there.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Have a good time.